What? Hey CEO gang, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're wondering why I'm speaking into my phone, is because I'm right by the water. I'm at the beach and I wanted to take the time out to film the intro rather of my Jamaica vlog. So guys, so far as you can tell from the title of this video, Jamaica has been very great but also very chaotic, and you can never prepare for something. Life is gonna do itself, life is gonna life away. So I'm just gonna say that, and then the rest of this video will explain why I'm saying that to you guys. So basically, this vlog did not turn out exactly how I wanted it to because of things that I will be explaining in this video, which is why I said, like, you can't really plan ahead of things because life is gonna life anyway, and what's gonna happen doesn't really depend on you, right? So my trip here has really taught me that so far. Today is just day 6 rather. Today's the day after my birthday, so I'm officially 20 years old right now. And the reason why I'm making this intro in the video instead of just going right into showing you guys like the behind the scene content and everything of my stay in Jamaica is because things have been chaotic. So I'm gonna go into detail. This was just an outline. Stay tuned. I'm not gonna spend my whole time here at the beach filming for YouTube, obviously, but I just wanted to start the video here because I told myself, the scenery is nice and why not film live from Jamaica. So yeah, here's the intro of my video. Stay tuned to hear what happened in Jamaica. I always feel like I'm talking in circles when I'm talking on YouTube, but like, you guys please let me know, do you understand? Like, are you feeling me? Honestly, I don't even know where to start with this. Initially, my Jamaica video, content for Jamaica, was not supposed to be like a story time. And we'll get into that later on. You'll understand why this is a story time and not like a vlog of like my stay there. Bear with me. It's a lot. Every single day, it was something else. I'm not even joking. I'm not being extra. Like, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy my time there. I'm super grateful for my experience. I'm so happy I went on vacation with 2 of my closest friends to celebrate my 20th birthday. Like, I feel like that's such a big accomplishment. In fact, it was on my vision board. So, like, I think we can clap ourselves. Like, we really did that. Like, 2019, going out of the country, I feel like that's a big flex. Like, that's a big accomplishment, right? But we were just not prepared for like what Jamaica had reserved for us, especially me, because I felt like, I'm not trying to downplay what each person went through, but I felt like I really got the shitty end of the stick, especially because it was my birthday trip. But anyway, enough rambling. I even made a list on my phone in order not to forget anything because it's that serious. Yes, I want to update you guys with like every single thing because y'all need to know everything, all the details. I'm not leaving out anything. Like, I started making the list in Jamaica because like I wasn't playing. I was traumatized. I was like, goddamn. And before I start giving the list, I will not be disclosing all of the things that happened. I will give you guys most of what I can, just because some of the things are kind of personal, or some of the things do not really revolve around me. They like concern other people, and for respect to like their situation, I will not say everything. But just bear in mind, after you hear everything that happened, just keep in mind that there's other stuff as well that I didn't share. Just keep that in mind so you can see how deep the level of issues were. Anyway, so grab your popcorn, sit back, because it was something. Anyway, let's get into the list. So, before we even arrived in Jamaica, the trials and tribulations began. And short little disclaimer, the theme for our trip to Jamaica was trials and tribulations, because we went through stuff. Anyway, problem number 1. there was flight engine problems. Okay, so basically our flight arrangement was like this, right? We left from Montreal to Toronto, and then we had an 18-hour stop in Toronto, and then from Toronto the next morning we would fly to Montego Bay, Jamaica. That was the plan, right? But as I said, the problem started since like the airport. So when we got on the plane in Montreal to go to Toronto, it was supposed to be like a simple, really easy 56-minute flight. But no, that's not what happened. So we got on the plane and we were all excited, like, yes, this is finally happening, everything. And then, like, you know, when you get on the plane, you sit down, they tell you guys like the little announcement, they tell you like the safety measures, all of that. And then, boom, you take off, right? No, that's not what happened. We were sitting on the plane waiting, and then we started noticing that like the time that we were waiting was kind of long, right? So then the pilot started talking, and he was like, oh, you guys are gonna have to go back inside the airport at the gate because the plane is having mechanic issues. So then I was like, mechanic issues? What is it that you're saying to me right now? This is an aircraft that we're talking about. Mechanic issues. Like, we started stressing, right? Because like, what do you mean? Does that mean that like once we get in the sky there's gonna be problems? Does that mean that like there's not enough gas? Like, what are you saying? You know what I mean? Because this is our life we're talking about here. You know what I mean? And I don't really have the fear of flying, but like, you know, this is so annoying. Like, every time I tell a story, I get teary-eyed. Like, you guys might find that super weird, but I've been like that since I was a kid. I don't understand why though. Like, every time I tell a story, I cry. Even when it's not a sad story, it's like, damn. I mean, that could be good for acting, right? But anyway, let's get back on topic. Yeah, so they were like, oh, you guys have to go back to the gate because the plane is having like technical issues, mechanic problems. So then we were like, huh? So then we were, you know, about to like see if we were gonna get up to go back into the airport, but then they didn't make us go back. They had us sit in the plane still and wait. So we were there just waiting, you know, inside the airplane, because they were like, oh, instead of like delaying the flight, we're gonna try to fix this mechanic problem, quote unquote try, which is not very reassuring, let me just say. Anyway, so then after that, we waited some more. I think we were supposed to like depart at 5:30 p.m. and it was like approaching 6 o'clock now. So then they were like, okay guys, you guys are not going inside anymore, but we're still having technical issues, pardon us, we should be leaving in the next 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Like, 20 minutes passed, we still have no news. We're sitting down. Bear in mind, Corinne, it was her first time flying. So like, she was stressing, and like, which is understandable, right? Because like, mechanic issues, what do you mean? Mechanic issues could mean so much, and they weren't really disclosing much information. So we were just there waiting, faithfully waiting, hoping that it was nothing too crazy, right? Then it was around like 7:30 when they were like, oh, thank you for your patience, we're hoping that everything is all right now with the plane. There were problems with the plane engine. It was like overheating, it needed time to cool down or something. But now you're talking about overheating. Like me, I was trying to stay calm. I was trying my best to stay calm, but I was stressing. Like, we're not, it's not a car we're talking about, it's a plane. Like, we're leaving the ground to go into the sky, and you're talking about an overheating engine. At this point, I was like, change the whole airplane. Change the whole airplane, because even if you're telling us that this problem is now fixed and that like we're okay, it's still not really reassuring, given that you said it was going to take 20 minutes to be fixed, but we waited like a good, what, 5:30 to 7:30, a good 2 hours in the plane for a flight that was supposed to take just 56 minutes. But anyway, we got together, me and my friends, we got together after that announcement. We prayed, we were like, please God, keep us safe in this mechanic problem plane. And then we flew to Toronto. The flight lasted an hour. It was okay. It wasn't too scary. I think they really fixed the mechanic problem because there was no problems on the flight. So that was the first thing. Like, our hearts were not really easy during that flight, right? Problem number 2 was lost baggage. So the next morning, after that first problem, we were like, okay, the problems have passed. We're gonna go to Jamaica now. Everything will be okay, or so we thought. The flight to Jamaica was amazing. Nothing went wrong, all of that. I have to announce something though, for you guys to understand. When we were in Montreal, we had 2 baggages, right? Our carry-on and our underplane baggage that, like, yeah, you know, they take as soon as you go into the airport, right? So since we had a stop in Toronto, when we dropped our baggage in Montreal, they have this service where, like, they send your baggage directly to your final destination. So in our case, it was Jamaica. So we didn't have to, like, pick up back our baggage in Toronto. So when we left from Toronto to Jamaica, we only had our carry-on baggage because the flight company took care of our luggage for us, right? So we arrived to Jamaica and I'm like, yes, I'm finally back after 3 years. Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. Like, if you know me, all I talk about is Jamaica. And I was just so happy, right? So we get to the place where we have to look for our baggages and everything. And all the bags were already, like, off the rolling carpet. They were all put to the side. So I was like, oh, okay, like, they've been here for a while, right? So the girls go, they find their stuff. And, like, I just did, like, a quick balayage avec mes yeux. Like, how can I say it in English? I just did a quick, like, look with my eyes to see, like, okay, is my baggage anywhere? And then I saw that it wasn't. I didn't even need to look for long. I just knew, you know, when something is telling you, ding, 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 something's off? That's what was happening in my brain. I was like, my bag is not here. I told the girls, my bag is not here. And they were like, no, 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 look properly. Maybe somebody's bag looks like yours and stuff like that. I was like, girls, I looked. My bag is not here. So then the guys that worked in the airport in Jamaica, they were helping us and they were like, oh, come on. Oh, your bag look and something. And I was like, listen, you don't understand. It's not here. And then I was like kind of getting stressed because I was like, first it's a flight engine. Like, now I'm here and my clothes are not here. And bear in mind, like, I had planned all my outfits. Like, me and my friend Divine, we were so extra. We planned our outfits on Canva for, like, each and every day. Like, everything was planned. This was my birthday trip. So I was super extra about everything. And now you're telling me that my luggage with all my cute fits is not here? Man, no. So then, like, all the guys were helping me and everything because, like, maybe it's because of the stress. They thought that maybe it was because of the stress that I didn't look properly and that my bag was actually there. But no, I wasn't wrong. My bag was not there. So then there was this one guy, shout out to him. He was super nice and helpful. He walked me to a desk to go file for a missing baggage. So then, like a big girl, I went, I filed for my report. That was super stressful as well because I was like, at this point, I don't know where it is. I don't know if it got lost. I don't know if a stranger took it. I don't know if it even left Canada. I don't know. Like, I did not know anything. So it was stressful, right? And bear in mind, we landed on May 31st. My birthday was June 4th. So yes, there was like a few days to, like, see what I could do. But, like, you know, when you've been planning something for so long, you want it to go right, you know? And now that it was finally happening, things were just going left. Like, yeah. Then I found my report and everything, but I'm not gonna lie, like, that really affected my mood because I was finally in Jamaica and then something like that had to happen to me, you know? So then we passed through, like, the all the stuff that you have to do at the airport and stuff like that, and then we finally made it outside. But it's like I wasn't in the mood that I really wanted to be in once I arrived in Jamaica, you know. I was worried about my stuff, I'm not gonna lie, you know, but I still tried to stay positive and everything because I was still in Jamaica after all. So after that, we got to our first Airbnb and everything was cute. Everything looked like the pictures. We were satisfied and all of that. But instead of, like, thinking about, like, okay, what are we doing now and stuff like that, I had to, like, hurry up and continue filing my report for my baggage because certain things, like when you lose your baggage, you don't have access to certain like things if you file for it like 24 hours later. So I wanted to do everything as soon as possible. So we arrived like the morning on May 31st, and after filing all my baggage issues and all of that, I had to call the airport. Sometimes they weren't answering, and it was a lot. I was like, damn, I came here to rest, to vacate, and now I'm like on the phone waiting for airport people to pick up because they lost my bag and they weren't like really answering. So then things finally changed. They were responding to me and stuff like that, and I finally received my bag like on June 1st, so the day after, but like in the night. So I spent like a full day without my stuff, which wasn't so bad because I had like my underwear and stuff like that in my carry-on, and my friends and I, we pretty much wear like the same sizes and everything. So like they lent me clothes and stuff like that, right? So that was cool. But you know, it's always nice to have your own stuff, you know what I mean? So then I got back my luggage, so that issue was out of the door. But again, it was like unnecessary stress, you know what I mean? And plus, another thing as well is that I didn't know when I was gonna get back my stuff. So the company that we flew with, they have this thing where like you have a certain amount of money that you can spend when you don't have your luggage, and then they reimburse you when you come back into your home country, right? So I went and I bought like at least 3 dresses to be okay, and then knowing that they would give me back the money after, right? But the thing is, I went into my money that I saved for the trip to buy clothes, which was not necessary. So that as well was like something that kind of annoyed me. But anyway, that's a detail. Next issue was rain. The first day when we got back, the weather was nice and everything, but like when we went down into the afternoon, we wanted to go to the beach, and then as soon as we opened the door, we just hear boom, 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 thunder, lightning, rain. A whole bunch of rain. When I tell you a lot of rain, because like, you know, beach with the rain is nice, but the type of rain that was falling, like we couldn't leave the house. There was like showers and showers and showers of rain. And as if that wasn't enough, the door at our Airbnb had this problem where you could open it from inside, but the outside would lock. So like the door was half unlocked and half locked, if you get what I mean. So we didn't want to stay inside even though there was rain, so we sat down on like the veranda, and me and my friends were just chilling, you know, snapping, listening to music, TikToks, all of that. And like by reflex, one of my friends, she closed the door, and then we were trying to get back in to drink something, you know, and then she's like, the door is not opening. So as if the rain and showers and thunders was not enough, we got locked out in the rain outside. It was cold. Bear in mind, like we had like just bikini tops and shorts outside in the rain, locked out. And like the first thing we did, obviously, I contacted the Airbnb host, and I was like, listen, I don't know what's going on. We got locked out, could you send someone? Because she was not in Jamaica. Our Airbnb host was living in the States. She was like doing her Airbnb from abroad, right? So she said she was gonna send someone. And you know, people in the islands, ils sont pas pressés là. They're not in a hurry. Like everything is gonna be done in its own time. But like bear in mind, us, we're cold. We're outside on the porch waiting for you to send someone. And she's like, yeah, man. I'm going to send somebody, man. Don't worry, man. Yeah. So we're like, okay. But we're cold. We're waiting. So turns out we waited like a good 1 hour, an hour and a half, 2 hours for her to send someone. And then she finally did. The sun had already set and everything. Like the crickets were outside. If you know Jamaica, then you know what I mean. And we waited, and then she finally sent the person, and we got back inside. So that was the next problem. And after that, like the rain showers continued for a good like 2 days. So like the day we got there, May 31st, May 1st, and May 2nd was just like full of rain. But we still got to go to the beach on the second day at least. It was really nice. We went to Doctor's Cave. if it wasn't raining, the skies were gray, which was okay because at least there was no rain. But like, you know, it wasn't like your typical sunshine in Jamaica that like we flew out of the country to see. But weather is not really something we can control, but you know, it was kind of a bummer.
And the next problem is phone.
And let me just tell you this. This was the main problem of the trip. Like, this was the capital, dominant, #1 problem of the voyage. It, like, guys, if everything had went wrong except this one thing, I would have been fine. I wouldn't have complained about the luggage. I wouldn't have complained about the rain. I wouldn't have complained about getting locked out. I wouldn't have complained about the flight engine. Like, if... Whew, I'm getting emotional. Anyway. So, I'm telling you, if this problem could have been avoided, I would have been like, give me all the other problems there is. God forbid. But this thing, it was like too much. It was the moment where I was like, okay, enough is enough. At this point, I wanted to go home. I was just pissed. I was annoyed. At this point, it was the 3rd of June, my birthday eve, okay? So, that day went super well. During the day, everything was cool. The sun was shining. We were so happy because like the whole beginning of the trip, as I told you, May 31st, June 1, June 2, all the days were like either super rainy or cloudy. So June 3rd came and boom! Sun is shining, the weather is sweet. Yeah. So we were happy. We were like, yes! Like, I hope the weather stays like this for the rest of the trip, for my birthday especially. And everything was going good. We went like on a drive to see like my old neighborhoods like in the countryside. So it was super nice. You know, the girls really got to experience like the real side of Jamaica as well, and not only the touristic side. And I really wanted that for them. For them like to also enjoy like, you know, the tourist vibes, but especially to see local life, especially in the countryside, because that's how I was living when I was in Jamaica. And I know that they really like that down-to-earth vibe as well. So I really wanted them to see that. So that day started super well. We went in the countryside. We saw some people that I knew when I was like in primary school, in high school. It was great. It was amazing. Then we went to a riverside, and boom. The beginning of the trip, there was no mosquitoes and all of that, and we kind of went to look for it. So like there was a lot of mosquitoes and stuff like that, so the girls were like dying. They were like, ah, oh my god, you know. But that was cool. That was light compared to what I'm going to tell you. So during the night, we were looking for something to do. We didn't want to go to the club. We didn't want to do nothing too crazy, because we had already went to the club like the night before. I think the night we got our baggage, we went to the club. Like, it was like, you know what, we need to release the bad vibes. So we didn't want to go to the club that night, June 3rd, right? So one activity that you can do at nighttime is glistening waters. For those of you who don't know what glistening waters is, it's this place. It's like this blue lagoon that you go at nighttime, simply for the reason that there are some microorganisms in the water that react to movement. When you move around in the water, they glow. It gives off like this fluorescent light. And it's a really cool thing to witness, you know, because like, you know, nature is amazing, you know, all of that, whatever. So I had already been to this place like quite a few times, because my mother used to do like tours for her guests, because she used to receive guests when she when we lived in Jamaica. She had her Airbnb business and all of that, whatever. So I had been before. So I was more so excited for my friends, you know, to see their reactions, for them to be like, oh my god, look at the water, you know. Anyway, so first of all, we got there and we had to race to go there, because like the place was about to close. So we had to like really drive fast and everything to get there. When we finally got there, there was one last tour left. No, that's not true, actually. That's not true. The last tour had already gone. But the lady, since she knew my driver, because she knew my mom, she was like, you know what? No problem, man. I'll send another boat for you guys. Yeah, don't worry. Just wait. So bear in mind, all the boats had already gone, but no, we decided to go on a boat still. So we had to wait for, I don't know how long, but it was long as hell. We were sitting, and then the captain for the boat finally came, and he was like, oh, I thought the tours were finished and blah, 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 but I'll carry you guys. So you know what that means. If the tours were finished, that means we were the only ones on the boat. And it's not a huge boat, but it's I think the boat can take like more than 20 people for one tour, right? So because we were just us, the captain of the boat, he asked us to sit at the front, right beside him. So it was the captain, just like in the front like this. It was me right here, Karine there, Divine there, and my driver just behind. We were all in front with the captain. So we were like, ooh, private tour, nah, say less. Anyway, we started going into the water and all of that, and we arrived to a point where like we couldn't really see any more land. It was just pure water all around us in the night. So it was kind of scary, but it was cool as well, because like with the movement of the boat, we could see the glow in the water. You know, me, I was there filming for YouTube, you know, to give you guys vlog content and not necessarily a story time content. But you're gonna understand why this is a story time and not a vlog. I was just filming and stuff like that. And bear in mind, as I said, the captain was just doing slow, straight lines. And then he saw me filming like this, right? I was holding my phone just like this, filming for you guys. And he was like, keep your hands inside the boat. Don't put them outside, because if your phone falls into the water, I will not go and get it for you. So then I was like, I listened to him because he knows what he's saying, right? But my hands were not like over the boat like this, because like obviously I was still being careful. But even though my hands were not too far away, I still listened and I drew back a little bit. And to be even more careful, let me show you what I did. I got this thing. This is a tripod, right? I'm gonna demonstrate it to you guys so you guys can know exactly what it is that happened to me. So this is a tripod, but I can also hold it like this. So in order to be more careful, I put my phone in this. So I was trying to do this. This is what I tried to do. And bear in mind, when I say my phone, I'm not talking about this, because this is my old phone. This is my iPhone 11. But I got iPhone 14, especially for my trip, to have like quality pictures and quality videos and content for YouTube, because I wanted my camera quality to be better, right? So basically a content phone. So when I say my phone, I'm talking about the iPhone 14 and not this. So as I said, the guy was doing like straight lines super calmly. So me, I was like, okay, let me draw back as he said, and let me put my phone inside of this so I can be even more careful. As soon as I took out the tripod, guys, to be more careful, the captain of the boat starting to like swerve and go in circles super fast in order for it to be more movement, for the lights to, for the microorganisms to do more light, so that we could see more light and be like, oh wow, you know. But like he didn't warn us that he was gonna start going crazy with the boat. So like as soon as like I pulled, as soon as I pulled this thing here, you see this thing? As soon as I pulled it to put my phone on it, instead of it like just latching onto my phone and to hold it, the movement that he did with the boat, like the vroom that he did with the boat, this ended up serving as a catapult for my phone. Instead of serving as a protector, it served as a catapult. So let me tell you what my phone did. I was just going like this, right, to hold on to my phone, and the phone just and fell in the water right in front of my eyes. So then I was like, I was trying to catch the phone, but it was too late, right? Because like he was going real crazy with the boat. He was like, vroom, vroom. And I was like, God damn, like you could have said something, right? But I'm not trying to blame him or anything. I'm not trying to blame nobody, you know. But like, come on, you could have said something. Because as soon as I was going to put this thing to protect the phone more, you start going crazy with the boat. Like, guys, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but like I'm in such disbelief, man. Like, I had a good intention to put this thing on the phone for it to be more secure, but it did just the opposite. The phone flew right out of the boat. So then I was like, my phone! But, like, because of the engine of the boat, it doing noise like, I think the captain, he didn't hear. So he kept going like super far from where my phone fell in the water. So I was like, I tapped him and I was like, I want to go in the water for my phone. But I think he didn't hear the phone for my phone part, because like I went in the, he was like giving me all these guidelines and all of that. Nah. Are you scared? And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of scared, but I really need to go get my phone. But it's like he wasn't hearing that. And you're gonna know why very soon. I went into the water and oh my God, I was so scared. Like, I was so scared because bear in mind, as I told you, it's night in a lagoon. I can't see no land around me. The water is super deep. I don't know where the floor is in the water. And I'm going in there by myself, right? In order to find my phone. I had hopes to, I don't know, maybe see it because of the glistening water or something. I don't know, guys. I just knew that I didn't want to go out like that and be like, okay, my phone fell in the water, I'm not even gonna try to get it. I wanted to at least try, you know, so that I could tell myself, at least you tried. You know what I mean? You know, I used the not elevator, oh my God, I used the ladder and went down into the water in this big blue lagoon at like, I don't know what time of night. I think like 10 p.m. at night. And like my mind is running wild. I'm like, I don't know what kind of animals are in this water. Most of the creatures in water are not even discovered. Like, my mind was just thinking about all these random facts. And like, I'm Haitian, so I was thinking about mermaids and shit like that. If you know, you know. If you're Haitian, then you know what I mean. I was thinking about a whole bunch of shit. Like, I was scared. I was not being like calm at all. And like, I never really had like a panic attack or something like that. But at that moment in time, I think I was slowly seeping into one. Because I was like going under the water, coming back up, and I was like, oh my God. And the captain, he was like, calm down. Didn't you say you wanted to go into the water? He thought that I just wanted to go into the water for fun. But I was like, no, sir, I need to find my phone. And this is what he said. Yeah. You never tell me say you lose your phone. No, man. If you did tell me say your phone more than you go in the water. That's what he said to me. Which basically means, oh, if you had told me that it's your phone that you went for, I wouldn't even let you go into the water because you're not going to find it anyway. And bear in mind, I said my phone over and over. And this guy, he thought I was just going into the water for fun. Like, I wasn't... Guys, if you had seen how I was acting in that water, you would understand that, like, I wasn't really in the water for fun. I was kind of in the water against my will, but it's just that I had no choice. I wanted to try and to save my phone. So I didn't understand how he thought that, like, this was just for fun, right? Anyways, that's a detail. So then, like, I got back onto the boat and my friends were like, oh, you know, it's gonna be okay. My driver was like, oh, man. And, you know, they were all being sweet. But me, I was like, ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. I was like, this is all too much. I was like, what is it with me? I lose my luggage. I lose my phone. It was too much, man. I was like, c'est quoi le problème? You know? Anyway, so then I didn't want to cry. So the first thing I did, I took out my other phone, but then I was holding it like this, like on the boat. I was holding it like this, and I texted my mom right away and I told her. And I was like, Mom, I just lost my phone. Like, it really wasn't my fault. Like, you know, things happened and stuff like that. And she wasn't mad at me. She was like, she honestly felt bad for me because she was like, goddamn, you are not catching a break. First it's your luggage, now it's your phone. Like, she really felt bad for me and she was really supportive and everything. But the problems are not even finished. That was the worst thing, but the problems are not finished. Let me finish telling you guys the story about the phone. So I was texting my mom and I was like, Mom, I lost the phone. And bear in mind, I also had like my Jamaican SIM in that phone that fell in the water. So like I had to use like my Canadian SIM for the remainder of the trip. And like, it was just crazy, guys. But anyway, so then like, you know, when you have bad things happening to you back to back, you start thinking about all your other problems as well. I don't know if you guys work that way, but that's how I work. Like, when bad things happen to me too much, I start thinking about all of them at the same time, and I'm like, damn. So then that kind of made me cry, because like, it was June 3rd, 10 p.m, like 2 hours until my 20th birthday, and like everything was just going wrong, you know. I was just sad, and I started crying, but I didn't want to cry. Like, I was trying my best not to cry, but I just started crying on the boat. Like, as soon as we got to the shore, I just got off the boat and I went to sit down inside the bus, and I just cried. I just cried. And at least, like, you know, I had my boyfriend, I had my mom to, you know, comfort me on the phone. Like, we spoke and everything, and that really helped me. But it didn't change the fact that I just felt down, man. I was like, damn. Like, I made sure I had everything for this trip. The clothes, I lost it, got it back, cool. The phone, but like, the phone was really like, it really hurt me, because even though we were just at like, what, day 4 of the trip, I already had like a lot of content. I was filming from the airport. I filmed everything, like all the little details of every day I filmed for you guys. And I lost all that content. I don't know how, but like, none of it was backed up to my iCloud, which is why like, I don't have vlogging content for you guys for this trip. I have a few pictures, clips here and there that I will attach to this video or another. I don't know yet. But like, it just really, it took, comme ça a pris mon moral, genre, ça comme, it really made me down, because I was like, damn, like, I've been planning this thing. I almost even didn't have the phone in time for the trip, and I got it. I was super proud of myself. I was like, okay, I got the phone, I got the clothes, I have everything to have like a real content creating trip for my birthday. I was so excited, and then boom, I lose the phone. Like, it just felt like all the efforts, all like the sacrifices that I made to have a good birthday trip were just for nothing. That's how I felt. Like, it probably sounds like I'm being extra, but it's like, you know, when you have things just hitting you back to back to back in your daily life, and also like for a trip that you've been planning, it gets a lot. Like, I felt like that was just so not necessary. And every time something bad happens, or even something good, I tried to ask myself, okay, why is this happening to me? Why do I deserve this? Or what is the result of, like, what is this a result of? You know what I mean? And I just couldn't understand. I was asking myself, why? Like, why me? What did I do? Like, it was that bad, guys. I was really crying a lot, and I was just overwhelmed. And I was like, damn, I just feel like a whole bunch of shit is happening. And as I said to you guys, like, I didn't even mention everything that happened like before leaving for the trip, but there was also some other stuff. So I was also overwhelmed because of that, and I wish I could tell you guys so you guys could understand like how I felt. You guys could understand like exactly how I felt, but I can't. But just bear in mind, there was even other stuff. So I was just, I'm not gonna say I was destroyed, because that's extra, but I was over it. And like, at that point, I just really wanted to go home. I was like, this trip, we've been planning it from like November 2022. And now it was June 2023, and like, it's just not happening like I would have wished, you know? And I'm not a picky person. If you know me, I'm really easygoing. I'm really like, it is what it is. Life is gonna happen. Like, everything happens for a reason. That's really my mindset. But I was just like, what was the reason?
What was the reason? What was the reason?
For that. That was just so unnecessary, right? Until now, I'm just like, pourquoi, genre? Pourquoi? I'm still waiting for the revelation, honestly, because I still don't understand why. But yeah, so that was like the main problem of the trip. Then after that,